Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Restaurant Recipe Recreations. And if this is your first time joining us, then welcome. This channel is dedicated in teaching you how to create your favorite signature dishes from the most popular restaurants. In this episode, I'm going to teach you how to recreate the crab cakes with green tomato caper remoulade sauce from the most iconic restaurant on Miami Beach, founded in 1913, called joesstonecrab. And even though the restaurant is over 100 years old, it's still a massive powerhouse in Miami and in South Florida. Obviously, what made them so famous and so popular is the stone crab claws that they have on their menu. But they serve a variety of different seafoods. In fact, they started as a seafood restaurant and didn't even introduce stone crabs to their menu for some years later. But even though the restaurant is over 100 years old, it still generates about $35 million in gross annual sales. And with over $35 million in annual sales, they are the #1 purchaser of Florida stone crabs. So they actually influence the market for stone crabs and the industry as a whole, which is why stone crabs are so expensive. Well, they're hard to harvest too, but Florida stone crabs are my absolute favorite of all crabs. In fact, the season for stone crab starts on October 15th and runs till May 15th when the waters are the coldest. And October 15th is one day before my birthday. So it's a birthday tradition for me that every year at my birthday, I have Florida stone crabs for my birthday dinner. If you've never had a Florida stone crab, make sure that you add it to your bucket list because they're absolutely incredible. But in today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to create their crab cakes, which are made with jumbo lump crab. And jumbo lump crab you can find all across the United States. They come pasteurized in a can like this, and they're easily accessible. So even if you live in Seattle, tonight for dinner you can have Joe's Stone Crab famous crab cakes. But if you are new to this channel, or if you've watched it before and you haven't subscribed, I would like to ask that you give me a subscribe and a like button. It allows me to know that I am teaching you how to recreate these dishes in your own kitchen and doing it in a fun and entertaining way. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm first going to show you how to create the green tomato caper remoulade sauce that goes with the crab cakes. I want to do that first so that I can pop it in the refrigerator and get it nice and chilled down. So we'll do that first, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to do the crab cakes themselves. Traditionally, you'll find with a lot of crab cake recipes is that they serve it with like a mustard sauce or a traditional kind of a remoulade. But at Joe's Stone Crab, they'd serve it with a green tomato caper remoulade sauce. So it's a very different twist. So of course, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a green tomato. Green tomato, just by their very nature, are very crunchy because they are unripened tomatoes, obviously. So in making this remoulade sauce, you really do want to get a very small dice on this tomato. So we're gonna break this down just about as small as we can. I started with a very small green tomato, but I'm still not even going to use the whole thing because we're only really looking for about 4 tablespoons for this amount of serving. But as I said, the key is to get it as small of a dice as possible. So we're gonna do 4 tablespoons of very small dice of green tomato. Okay, next we're going to add 1 cup of mayonnaise. If you've ever seen any of my other videos where I cook with mayonnaise, Dukes. 2 tablespoons of sour cream. 2 teaspoons of minced shallot. Shallot is kind of the cross between like if garlic and an onion had a baby. 2 teaspoons of jarred capers. 2 teaspoons of finely chopped fresh cilantro. Fresh cilantro. That's a tongue twister. A half a teaspoon of just regular sugar. The juice of a half of a lemon, just a regularly sized lemon. The juice of a half of a lime. I always squint when I squeeze citrus because it always seems to like fly up in my eye and hurt. I mean, obviously it hurts. 1 teaspoon of Old Bay Cajun seasoning. 3 shakes of just regular Tabasco sauce. A little pinch of salt. A couple cranks of black pepper. And then you just mix it around. Okay, my peeps, now that the remoulade is in the refrigerator, getting nice and cool, we're gonna go ahead and make the actual crab cakes. Get yourself a very big mixing bowl because the crab is going to actually be folded in at the very end, and you want to make sure that there's enough room in your bowl so that you're not mushing the crab meat all around. So let's start with the first ingredients, which is 1 cup of mayonnaise. What kind of mayonnaise? Duke's mayonnaise. This is the yolk of 4 eggs. Yolk only, so you want to make sure that you separate off the whites. 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. 1 tablespoon of chopped scallion, the green parts only. A half of a teaspoon of grated garlic. a pinch of kosher salt. Here's the Old Bay again. We're bringing out the Old Bay. Dash of that. A dash of just regular garlic powder. A dash of onion powder. The juice of a half a lemon. 2 dashes of Tabasco. That looked more like 3. I like Tabasco, so I'm gonna hit it with that. And 4 tablespoons of Japanese style panko breadcrumb. And now I have a 16-ounce can of jumbo lump crab meat, which has been pasteurized. And now we're just going to gently fold in the crab. Like I said, the reason that the crab goes in at the very end is so that you're not just mushing it all around. You want to keep the crab as intact as possible, because that is the earmark of a really great, delicious, and higher end crab cake. And now just gently fold the crab cakes. And now to form the actual crab cakes, you just want to take a scooper. This is a 2-ounce scooper, so maybe I'll do about 3 ounces. Form it gently into a kind of a ball, sort of mush it down a little tiny bit, and then set it on some parchment paper. So you make it like into a patty, set it on some parchment paper, because we're going to come back and we're going to saute these. So with my pan on medium high, I have a nice nonstick pan here. I prefer to cook with nonstick pan. I just find it easier. 1 cup of olive oil on the bottom of the pan. How much olive oil you end up using kind of depends on the size of your pan, but I want to be able to get several crab cakes all at once. So I've got this big, huge pan. But it's going to be about 1/2 inch of olive oil at the bottom of your pan. Once you're certain that your oil has heated up to 350 degrees and you're ready to drop the crab cakes, using a nice sturdy spatula, you're going to carefully drop the crab cakes into the oil. And we're going to let these go about 3 minutes on each side. Now when you flip them, you want to make sure you're very careful about it. Look at that beautiful golden brown color. Kind of like flipping pancakes. There's a little bit of an art. So flip it nice and fast, but carefully. So I have a little paper towel here off to the side. Once these crab cakes are finished, I'm going to set them off on the paper towel to drain, and then I'll go ahead and finish my other crab cakes. Now that these are done and you've taken them off of the saute, all you want to do is just beautifully serve them up. You've got your side of green tomato caper remoulade. This made 9 crab cakes. Put something nice and pretty on there, a little parsley, and these can be served as an appetizer, a lunch, dinner even. So there you have it, Joe's Stone Crab crab cakes with green tomato caper remoulade sauce. And the best thing about doing them in your own home is that you don't have to travel to Miami Beach. Although I don't know if that's really the best thing, because Miami Beach is awesome. So then I guess the best thing is that you don't have to pay $30 a plate. I hope you enjoyed this episode, everybody. I hope that you enjoy all of my episodes. You can follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, or Twitter. That way you'll know of all of my upcoming episodes. Also, if you hit the subscribe button, you'll be notified of my upcoming episodes as well. Speaking of upcoming episodes, if you would like me to feature a recipe or a restaurant, go ahead and drop it in the comment section, and I'll be sure to take a look at it. I'll do some research, and it might be the very next video that I present to you. So thank you for watching, everybody, and until I see you again, make it an awesome day. Cheers. Love y'all.